In this video, I look at the Guyana Education Sector Plan. It's a 5-year plan through a set of graphics that will give you the data on the performance of students at grade school and secondary school levels, and we'll show it visually. My name is Anthony Willis, and I'm the founder of Innovation Consultancy, and we focus on creating digital content for the educational sector. Our slogan is educating our youth one click at a time. I recall the words of Albert Einstein: we cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created it in the first place. In other words, the people who created the problem cannot solve the problem. Time for a change. Now look at this graphic here. I know you really should try to learn to accept change. It contrasts the modern approach to teaching with what was done in the horse and buggy days, the old factory school model of education. While some of the features of the traditional method are still effective, generally the view is by the experts in education is that the old factory model of education is no longer working, it's no longer effective. And the education sector should focus on modern technology, using the power of the computer, of technology, to boost performance. Now the problems as identified by experts in the field, I show here using a fishbone cause and effect diagram. What this does is presents a visual representation of all the contributing factors to the problem of poor performance. What the fishbone diagram shows, and it's called a fishbone because, as you can see, the outline is in the form of shape of a fish, and the center horizontal line represents the backbone of the fish. What it shows is visually all the contributing factors to the problem of poor performance. Remember, we are focusing on the poor performance of students at both grade school and secondary school levels. Now, what are the contributing factors? Deficiency in the curriculum, deficiencies in access, deficiencies in administration, deficiencies in delivery, deficiencies in methodologies, teacher-centric. Now, let me explain the elements step by step. According to the experts, let's look at the first set of deficiencies in the curriculum. Many teachers, knowingly or unknowingly, fail to deliver or cover the curriculum during the school year. As a result, it affects the performance of students. Another aspect of the curriculum is that the relevance of the material. Textbooks are dull and boring, and those who are studying the STEM subjects have inadequate resources to do so. Another element that contributes to poor performance is deficiencies in access. There are many schools that are under-resourced, limited access to the internet, limited level of ICT and education integration, under-provided schools. Schools are in remote areas, are pretty far away from the homes of families, so there's transportation difficulties. Under deficiencies in administration, you have elements such as poor decision making, non-use of technologies to manage schools, limited school autonomy, too much of centralized control where education officers are spread out over the region, and resistance to change. Resistance to change. Some teachers are technophobic and we would resist the implementation of policies that require technology. Under deficiencies in delivery, you have contributing factors such as inadequate training of teachers, the migration of teachers. Teachers are demotivated because of poor salaries and so on. The fixed locations of schools, far away or not easily accessible, and the dearth of qualified teachers. Under deficiencies in methodologies, you find many teachers, if not most of the teachers, still rely on outdated teaching methodologies, the chalk and talk methodologies. While we have digital students in an analog classroom. And many students are math phobic. They are scared of maths because of association with the math teacher and the embarrassment they encounter or face in front of a classroom. The current approach is teacher-centric, with very little instructional time on topics, rote learning, extra lessons, and so on. All these are contributing factors to the problems in education. This is based upon our research and our review of the document, the Guyana Educational Sector Plan, 5-year plan. We focus on English, Maths and Science, and the results have been poor over the years. 40% pass rate on average, 20% in science and so on. The problem: we look at National Grade 6 Assessment, Math and English for the year 2016, NGSA, National Grade School Assessment, and we see 38% of the students who sat the exam passed, 62% failed. Roughly 14,000 students sat that exam in 2016. High failure rate. English and Maths, 2015, about the same, 40% passed, 60% failed. The source of this information: the published reports of the Ministry of Education. In the next video, we'll continue looking at the problems in the education sector.